Things like this usually don't happen in a community like ours. It's very tragic.
Investigators release autopsy reports today for 8 members of an Ohio family killed execution style.
We begin tonight with a deadline that has passed for the mother of 2 missing children from Rexburg.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, and this channel we talk about all things true crime related. Today was a big day in the Crystal Rogers case. Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson were sentenced, and we're going to talk about it. But before we jump in, I did want to give a quick thank you to everyone who's been supporting my channel. If you'd like to help me keep bringing these updates to you guys, please check out my Patreon where I'll be starting to post extra content. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you find this coverage helpful, it really makes a difference. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to another small channel that I wanted you guys to check out, Tiff Unraveled. She covers a lot of cases like I do, random videos here and there, or she's also covering the preliminary hearing of Tyler McCain for the death of his wife, Nikki Saline McCain. She's also covering some other recent ones like Jordan Spicer and Rebecca Baptiste. I will go ahead and link her in the comments so you guys can check her out. I'd really like to see her channel grow. I've already done a full recap on the Crystal Rogers case once the Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson's trial concluded back in July of this year. So I'll go ahead and link that here if you want to go ahead and catch up on all the details. But for a quick recap, 35-year-old Crystal Rogers went missing on July 3rd, 2015 after what was described as a date night that she was going on with her boyfriend Brooks Houck to his family's property. Her mother, Sherry Ballard, would report her missing after she stopped responding to friends and family. Sherry has fought for justice ever since, alongside with her husband, Tommy Ballard, until Tommy was tragically killed in November of 2016. As for legal outcomes, Stephen and his son, Joseph Lawson, were both convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with evidence. Stephen's trial was severed because statements he made to police prior to the trials implicated Brooks and Joseph. He has since been sentenced to 17 years for his role in the crime. So basically what the prosecution presented during trial was Brooks was looking to get rid of his live-in girlfriend, Crystal. Their relationship was definitely not in a good place. Crystal had accused him recently of cheating with another woman, and his own mother made it clear that she did not think very highly of Crystal. In fact, she even was like talking shit about her, about her hair to other people. Like, her hair, like, you're grown. I just can't. Allegedly, Brooks went to Steve Lawson for help, but Steve turned him down and pointed him to someone else. During trial, it came out that Joseph Lawson's role was moving Crystal's car. While doing so, he ended up getting a flat tire on the Bluegrass Parkway. According to Steve, who took the stand, he went and picked up Joseph from the scene, and he moved the driver's seat forward to make it look like Crystal herself had been driving the car. There was more that came out during the testimony, but that's the general picture. What stood out was the prosecution never presented any evidence showing who actually took Crystal Rogers' life. What they did argue, and what the jury agreed with, was that Crystal was deceased and there was a conspiracy involving at least these 3 men. The prosecution, though, also pointed to Brooks' mother, Rosemary Houck, and his brother, a former Bardstown police officer, Nick Houck, as being connected to that conspiracy. Well, sentencing took place today, Wednesday, September 17th, and that began with victim impact statements. Crystal's daughter, Kayleigh, spoke first. She testified during trial about her mother's relationship with Brooks and how Brooks treated Crystal's children. And today she told him directly that he never cared about anyone but himself. She called him a lowlife for taking the mother of 5 children away. Next, Crystal's sister Brooke addressed him. She said that she waited a long time to speak with him, but knew that she was just going to waste her time because he was never going to answer her questions. She said that she watched him walk around town, arrogantly acting as if he was untouchable, but he wasn't. She went on to say that his mother, Rosemary, is an evil person who raised evil children. She called him a sick human being and reminded the court that all Crystal ever wanted from him was to love her and treat her with respect. She ended by saying she hoped Brooks would have the worst life possible because that's what he and his family deserves. And for Joseph Lawson, she added, "Karma did the talking for me." Next, for victim's impact statement, was Crystal mother Sherry.
My name is Sherry Ballard and I am Crystal's mother. And I would like to say thank you to Judge Sims for being such a fair and honest judge. I'd like to thank Shane Young and Teresa Young and their whole team for doing such an outstanding job in prosecuting this case. I'd like to thank you to Steve Curie from the FBI and his whole team who worked non-stop to get me to the prosecution's office. Last but not least, thank you to everyone else that was involved in between, who without all of you, there may not have been a guilty verdict. Thank you to all of you for your hard work and your dedication to my daughter's case. Oddly, Brooks, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank you for not fixing my daughter's tire for her, because that was your first big mistake. And thank you for looking at me. When you thought you had planned the perfect murder, I guess you're not as smart as you think you are. I sit here and I try to make sense of what the last 10 years of my life have been like. I don't think I would ever have the words to explain that to anyone. I no longer live the life I used to live. The changes you have caused in my life, Brooks Houck, is astronomical. I knew after a few interactions around you how fake you really were. I only wish my daughter could have seen it sooner. I remember one time when you got mad at me when you didn't come home to watch the kids like you promised Crystal you would do. But they were smart enough to call me when you didn't show up. I remember coming to the house and it was already getting dark and you had just got there. I was so upset and told you how I felt about you leaving those kids home alone. One of them being Eli, your own son, who was only around 2 years old at the time. You had the nerve to tell Crystal that I disrespected you. You have no idea how much I truly disrespect you today. I've watched you treat my daughter with the most disrespect a man could ever treat a woman.
Sherry would plead with Brooks to tell her where her daughter was. Next, Crystal brother's Casey spoke. He recalled about asking Brooks about a police search that took place on the family's farm, and then he turned to Joseph saying that they could roll him to a dumpster because that's all he's worth. After the victim impact statements wrapped up, the judge filed the jury's recommendation, sentenced Brooks Houck to life in prison and Joseph Lawson to 25 years. I'm really glad that riding that wave really worked out well for you, Brooks.
To ride the wave and keep on keeping on, and that's what I've done, and it's worked out great this far.
But that's all I have for this case for now anyways. We'll see about those co-conspirators that were mentioned in the trial. I still hope that one day Crystal Rogers' remains are found for the family, but I don't believe that will ever come from Brooks Houck or any of his family members having a heart. But until next time, stay safe out there. The world is an ugly place, full of ugly people like Brooks Houck.